Hi guys, welcome to Body Zone Yoga Basics. I'm Lacey and we're just going to get started. So if you can find a comfortable spot, if you have a block at home or maybe a blanket, you could lift your seat, or you can just simply sit comfortably, possibly in a cross-leg position or just hanging out. But really try to find a place where you are able to really sink down into the hip bones, sitting nice and deep but yet tall, and allow your shoulders to roll back and let those hips grow nice and heavy and just feel that weightedness in your hips. So releasing and relaxing those legs, rolling the shoulders down on your back. Your hands can rest anywhere they like. You want to put them in prayer, perhaps just let them on your legs, wherever is comfortable for you. That's what we're gonna do. So find that comfy spot, sit up nice and tall, roll those shoulders back, relax everything in your body, close your eyes, and just start to check in with yourself. Notice how you're feeling. Notice how your body is feeling right now. Are you feeling any stress or any tension in any part of your body? And if you are, just simply acknowledge it without judgment and just take notice of what you're feeling. It's perfectly fine to be wherever you are today. And as you continue to stay seated, keeping that spine nice and long, those eyes closed, try to check in with your breath. Notice how you're breathing, where your breath is originating from. Our goal here is to relax the physical body, take some time to center by slowing down our breath, and just checking in mentally, emotionally, physically, just allowing yourself to be where you're at today. So as you stay seated, start to check in with that breath even more. We want to start to deepen it. So as you're seated nice and tall, lifting that heart, on your next inhale, begin to puff out the belly, pushing the belly outward. So as you inhale, you are filling up. Imagine like a big beach ball. As you exhale, then we're pulling those ab muscles and use your abdominals to pull that belly button back towards the spine and try to empty out as much of that air as you can. And then once you've emptied everything out, allow your body to refill on that inhale. So taking your time here, feeling that cool air come in through your nose. Nice and slow, filling everything up. Feel that breath rise from the pit of your stomach all the way up to your heart. And then as you exhale, feel it wash back down. You're pulling everything in, you're tightening that stomach and allowing that low belly to completely empty. So taking some time here, maybe using a count if you'd like, breathing in for 4 or 5, and then exhaling for 4 or 5. So just take some time here. Focus, center. If you feel like thoughts are arising, thinking about what you need to do after class, just simply bring your awareness back into that breath. That is your only job right now. We're just breathing, letting that breath breathe you. So continue here for a few moments and breathing out. pause. Perhaps thinking of something you'd like to carry with you during your practice today. Maybe thinking of a word or mantra that resonates with you. Perhaps thinking of a person that you'd like to carry in your heart. Whatever it may be, take a moment to think of that now. On your next breath, fill up your whole body. Lift your prayer above your head, maybe gazing up towards the sky, releasing that left arm down to the side and starting to take and tip everything over to the side, but keeping that right hip rooted to the ground. Take that nice side body stretch here. Maybe even gazing up towards those fingertips or up towards the sky. Breathing, still trying to breathe in, filling up the belly as much as you can. One more breath here. Exhale, release, bring it back to center, and then switch out to the other side. This time the left hip is nice and heavy. Breathing here. One more big breath in. Exhale, walk your hands along the front and then go back to the other side for a breath. And then release that out on that exhale, walk it over to the other side. Exhale, release and come back to center. Sitting up nice and tall, check in with your shoulders. Can you roll them back on your body? Nice and tall here, just taking a little twist. We're gonna twist over towards the left, and maybe start to look over that back shoulder. Still breathing. Inhale it in. Exhale, release, come back to center. And then exhale, release, and come over to the other side. Possibly twisting to look over that back shoulder as well. Inhale it in. Exhale, unravel. Take both of your feet out in front of you. We want our feet to be about hip width apart and our toes pointing up towards the sky. Now folding and hinging at your hips right here at that hip crease. We want to scoot that booty back and start to bow forward. So instead of just hunching down, we're sitting up nice and tall. We're leading with the heart and just start to walk those hands out along either side of your legs to that comfortable degree where you feel that good stretch along the back of your hamstrings. So breathing here. If it's accessible for you, if you'd like to grab those big toes, feel free to do that. Maybe take it a little farther. Whatever works for you tonight. One more breath. Extend out of the crown of your head and then walk your hands back up. Keep that right leg extended. Take that left one over top. Check in with your hips. We want to keep that even weight. And now we're going to take that twist again. Get some detoxifying moves in here. So as you inhale, pull your belly in this time on your inhale to allow some space as you start to twist. And you can use that right arm to open it up. One more breath here. Exhale, release, come back to center and switch it out to the other side. This time extend that left leg, right leg crosses over top, check in with the hips. Sitting nice and tall, pull the core in and start to twist. One more big breath here, still sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, release, come back to center. Take both of your legs wide and out to the side. And again, you're bowing forward at the hip creases. So scooting that booty back helps a little with that bowing forward. Also keeping a little mini bend in those knees as your toes point up towards the sky. So sitting up nice and tall, pulling the core in, we're gonna rotate over towards the left and then walk our hands along either side of that leg, maybe bowing down. One more breath here. And then walk your hands back to center. Inhale, switch it out for the other side. Walking those hands along either side of the right leg now, possibly bowing forward. You can also grab towards that foot if that's something that's comfortable for you. Big breath in, inhale. Exhale, walk it back to center, and then just simply stretch forward a little bit. Walk those hands, but keep those knees bent just a little bit here. One more breath here. And then walk those hands back up. Come back into a seated position for one more seated pose here. Roll those shoulders back, and if you are able to, clasp your hands behind your back, or you can use a strap here. Hands are going to be clasped, and you're just going to start to open by bowing forward. So rolling those shoulders down the length of your spine, and then start to bow forward. As you bow forward, those arms are going to rise out behind you, only to the degree that feels comfortable for you, right? So we're just bowing forward, trying to keep our hips heavy though, so we don't want to lift those hips off of the mat. Breathing here, shoulder opener. One more breath, you got this. Exhale, release. And then find your way onto all fours, going into some cats and cows here. So as we set up for our cats and cows, let's check in with our knees. We want our knees to be right in line with our hips, and our hands are going to be directly underneath our shoulders. For this one, have those toes curled underneath, and then spread all 10 fingers rooted into the mat, especially paying attention to that index finger and that thumb. Spreading those fingers out. Going into some cats and cows here. So as we inhale, we're going to start to get a scoop in the back, widening the sit bones, and then using your arms to maybe gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, release, start to round everything. Tuck the belly in. Drop the head, drop the chin. Breathing here. Coming back, inhaling. And then just moving through a couple rounds here at your own pace, right? So you can take this however fast or slow you would like to. Maybe pausing and looking over the one shoulder, and then looking over to the other shoulder, getting a little twist in there. Go through about 3 more cycles here. And then come back to center. All right, trying something called balancing stick here. So we're going to put our weight into that left knee. Both hands can stay rooted on the mat if you would like. Keep that left foot directly out behind you. So try to keep that hip rotated down. You can stay here or lift up the right arm. So left foot hips back, right arm is straight. Breathing here. Imagine as though someone is pulling on your arm, pulling on your foot. You are lengthening. One more breath here. Pull that core in nice and tight. And then exhale, release. Getting ready to set up for the other side. So check in with your hands. If you need to pad up your mat, you can flip it over, get a little extra padding there for that knee. All right, this time we're going to the right side. Inhale, kick that right foot out behind us. Notice my toes are pointing downward. Staying here or trying for that balance and taking that left arm out in front. Breathing here. Nice and strong. Stretching, activating all of those muscles. You got it. One more breath. Exhale, release everything down. Take your big toes to touch and take your knees wider than your mat. Drop your hips, sink them down. Start to walk those hands out. Take a wide leg child's pose. Sink the heart down. I'm with you. Push me close to the edge. I'm with you. Reconnect with your breath here. Take 2 more cycles of breath. Nice and slow. I'm with you. Inhale, walk both of your hands over towards the left. Keep that right hip nice and heavy. Drop that forehead. Big breath in. Try to fill up that back body. And then walk it back on your exhale to center. And inhale, walk it over to the right. Inhale, walk it back to center. All right, come back up onto all fours. Bring those knees back underneath the hips here. Setting back up in our tabletop position. This time we're going to do a little bit of core work. So we worked on that balancing, okay? We're going to do the same thing, but now this time we're going to pull everything in. So with your left leg extended and your right arm out, once you have that balance, we're going to do some curls. So we're rounding the back. We're bringing our elbow in to touch that knee and dropping that chin, rounding the back, and then shooting it back out. And then pulling it in. Breathing here. You got this. We're going to do 2 more. Stretch it out each time. Last one. And then bring it back to center. Regroup. Same thing on the other side. 5 on this side. So taking that right foot out behind you. Again, hip is not open. We want to keep it down. Left arm straight out. Inhale, rounding the back. Pull everything in. Shoot it back out. Still breathing. 2 more. And then release. And relax. Take a child's pose again. This time, if you just want to take regular child's pose, sit back on those heels. Walk those hands out in front of you. Staying in our child's pose here. Keep that left arm extended. Take your right hand. Just start to sweep it underneath that left arm. Okay? So we're crossing underneath the body like a thread the needle, except we're in child's pose here. So with that left arm extended, the right arm's gonna walk underneath, and then you can just rest your head on the floor, on its side, or the forehead. Hips are nice and heavy here. 1 more breath. And then on your exhale, release. Come back to the center. Now extend the right arm. Take that left arm underneath. We're going to have the palms face downward on this one. So those left palms are facing downward. And then bow forward. Rest that head wherever it is comfortable for you. Breathing here. One more breath. And exhale, bring it back to center. All right. Curl those toes underneath. We are back in our tabletop position. Inhale. Start to bring those knees off of the mat, right? So we're just going to start to pedal from side to side here, keeping our arms nice and strong. In all the way up onto your toes if you can. And then exhale, start to drop those heels closer to the floor. Maybe they can even reach completely down, finding your downward dog here. Breathing. On your next breath, inhale, release, and bend those knees back down, finding your tabletop once again. This time we're going to do our thread the needle from our tabletop position. So take that left arm, walk it out in front of you, come up onto those fingertips, and then bring that right arm. You can swing it all the way up, and then this time the right palm's going to face up towards the sky, and swing it all the way through. Keep your hips lifted. Keep that left arm activated and active by keeping it up on the fingertips. Breathing here. See if you can pull that core in, especially in the obliques. We want to get that twist. We want to try to detox our body as much as we can. Breathing here. 2 more cycles of breath. And then on that second exhale, unravel, release, come back to center, and then we're gonna go to the other side. So take that right arm in front, up on those fingertips. Left arm flies. Bowing forward, and then check in. Once you've twisted, check in with that right arm. Can you extend it as far as you possibly can? Maybe start to look underneath that arm up towards the sky. Breathing here. One more cycle of breath. Big breath in. And then exhale, release, unravel, come back to your tabletop. We're going back into our downward dog here. So check in with those hands before we start to lift those legs up. Curl those toes underneath, activate the arms. Inhale, lift those knees off of the mat. And again, you can move your hips from side to side. You can sway from side to side, whatever you need to do to wake up those legs. And then find that strong downward dog. Breathing here. On your next breath, inhale, you're gonna walk your feet all the way up to your hands at the top of your mat, into your forward fold. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. Bow forward, drop your shoulders and drop your head. Inhale, take a halfway lift. So hands can come to shin, hands can be on blocks. If you wanna take it a little deeper, you can come up onto your fingertips. And then exhale, fold forward, all the way down. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms up, all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, release your hands to prayer. Nice job. We're going to start up at the top of our mat and do a little bit of a flow here. So get your feet about hip width apart. Standing nice and tall. Roll those shoulders down the back. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Stretching as far as you can. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, step back with your left foot. Keep your right foot where it is. So we're in our lunge right now. You can drop that back knee down if you'd like, or keep it lifted. And then inhale, rise up into crescent lunge. So our arms, okay, are gonna be parallel. Relax those shoulders away from your ears. Lift that heart up towards the sky, still breathing. Nice strong back leg. Exhale, release those hands down. Frame that right foot, step back into a plank. Check in with those hands. We want them directly underneath the shoulders. Put some weight into the heels. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit. And then we can come to our knees, or we can drop all the way down into our little cobra here. So push the tops of your feet into the mat and bring your arms out to the side for this first one. Bring your elbows up towards the sky. Push those feet into the mat. Gently, little baby back bend here. Exhale, release all the way down. Bring those hands underneath the shoulders. Draw the elbows alongside of the body. Curl the toes and try to do a clean push-up off the floor, or go into your knees and then take it into your downward dog. Breathing here. And again, moving from side to side, pedaling if you need to. You can also take a child's pose here whenever you like. Check back in with the breath. One more breath here. And then exhale, walk your hands all the way up to the top of your mat. Or walk your feet up to your hands. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Stretch those arms. Exhale, hands to prayer. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. This time, step back with the right foot. Take a long lunge here. Get that foundation, and then when you are ready, rise up. Again, you can keep that back knee down, all right? Bringing those arms up. Maybe taking it a little further, a little more of a back bend, maybe behind the head. You can even support the low back. One more breath wherever you are. Exhale, release those hands down. Step back into a plank once again. Nice and strong here. Take your right foot out to the side. Bring it back. Take that left foot out to the side. Out with the right. Left foot. One more, you got it. Right. Left. And then release and lower. Nice job. All right. Little deeper stretch here. Taps the feet, push into the mat. This time we're going to take upward facing dog. Keep those hands underneath the shoulders. Bring those elbows in. But now we're rolling the shoulders down on the back, lifting up a little higher. If this hurts, then stick with your cobra. Exhale, release wherever you are. Bring those elbows alongside of the body. Curl the toes. Push up, downward dog. Take this time to catch your breath. And on your next breath, walk back up into your forward fold again. But this time, keeping your forward fold, dropping the shoulders and dropping that head, we're going to walk our hands over to the left. A little twist here. Bring it back to center. Inhale, take it over to the right. Bring it back to center. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Release those shoulders. Drop the head. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms. Down to prayer. Shake it out if you need to. All right, we're just gonna stretch that side body a little bit here. So standing nice and tall, our feet are still hip width apart and in line. Inhale, sweep both arms up, stretch up onto those tippy toes. So see how far you can stretch. We wanna lift up, and if we fall off balance, that's okay. Stretching, maybe looking towards the sky, strengthening those ankles. One more breath, and then exhale, release it down. Keeping your feet where they are. Inhale, take that right arm up. Left arm's gonna go alongside of the body and just start to tip over towards the side. Maybe looking up. Breathing here. Awesome job. Bring it back to center, and then we'll switch it out. Just go right over to the other side. Try to keep that right arm along side of the body as you stretch and lengthen. And then bring it back to center. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, and maybe take a little bit of a back bend, right? It doesn't have to be big, but release on your exhale. Shake it out. Awesome job. All right, back up to the top of your mat here. Roll those shoulders nice and tall. Mountain pose. Inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, folding. Forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Again, you can use your blocks here if you'd like. Exhale, fold forward, step back with the left foot. Taking that lunge for a moment here, pausing for a breath. And then dropping that left knee all the way down. Rising up, clasping your hands together. Bring them on top of that right thigh, and then start to sink forward. You're gonna start to feel, or you should start to feel that opening up here in your hip on that left side. If you want it to go a little deeper, you can take those arms back. Your choice here. You can support the sacrum, whatever works for you. One more breath wherever you are. And then release and come back to center. All right, so here's where if you have blocks, this can be helpful. All right, we're going to take a bent knee runner stretch. So as we take our bent knee runner stretch, your blocks will be along either side of that right leg, or you can come down onto your fingertips. So we're gonna come up onto that right heel, almost like you're driving a car, right? Shifting and bowing forward with that crease of the hips. As you sink your hips back, okay, you're gonna stretch and you should feel that along that extended leg there. And then bowing forward with the heart, right? So we're not trying to touch our knee with our head, we're just simply sitting back and bowing forward. You got it. One more breath here. Exhale, release, come back up onto that right foot. And now bring both hands in the inside of your right leg. Toe heel your right foot out to the side as we set up for our lizard here. I'm gonna go on the outer edge of my right foot to open up that knee even more. So there's options. You can stay here. You can activate that back leg by lifting off of the mat. You can keep it down. You can push into that right leg. Whatever kind of stretch you're looking for tonight, right? We hold a lot of tension and energy in our hips. So whatever you got to do to start to open up that hip even more, do what you need. Let's take 2 more cycles of breath here. On that last exhale, bring your hands back down if they were on one hand, or if you were on forearms, come back up onto those hands and toe heel that right foot back where it needs to get back into your lunge. So now we're gonna go and frame that foot with our hands. Inhale, lift off of that back foot, step back into a plank, release and lower. Cobra or upward facing here, tops of the feet push into the mat. Honor where you're at. Push back, downward dog. Pedaling our feet here, possibly lifting into 3-legged down dog, putting that left foot behind us. If you're familiar with, or if you want to open up, you can open that. Or you can keep that left hip pointing downward, or simply staying with your downward dog. One more breath wherever you are, and finding the top of your mat here. So if you are lifted, try to get that leg energetically up into the mat. So you're shifting forward like you're in a plank. You're swinging that left foot almost in towards your nose, and then you're just going to bring it in between those hands. And if it doesn't get there, you pick it up, you put it where it needs to go. Take off of that right foot, back into your forward fold. Awesome job. That's tough stuff. Inhale, take your halfway left. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms. Exhale. Hands to prayer. Same thing on the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. This time, step back with the right foot. Okay, so get that nice long stance. And then drop that right knee down. Inhale, rise up, clasping those hands, or maybe supporting that sacrum, possibly even putting them behind your head, taking a bit of a back bend, leaning into that left leg now. And again, trying to open up that right hip. Breathing here. One more breath. Try to imagine sending some breath into those tight spots. I know my hips get very tight, so if I imagine that breath opening up those spots, it makes it just a little softer. All right, on your exhale, release and come back to center. Again, if you have blocks here, this is where you can put them alongside of your body. Okay, alongside that left leg. Come up onto that left heel. Toes are flat, step pointed upward. Hinging forward at the waist. Okay, bowing down. Blocks here. Possibly hands here, whatever works for you. Not holding our breath, which is so easy to do. Breathing through this. One more breath here as we prepare for our lizard on this side. So on that final exhale, release. Okay, come back onto that full foot. Now bringing our hands along the inside edge of our left foot. Take that left foot out. Sometimes mine even goes off of the mat, and that's okay. All right? So again, staying here. or possibly opening up and pushing into that leg with our left hand. Maybe lifting that right leg. Maybe doing some sort of a variation of both. Maybe you want to challenge yourself today and come onto those forearms. Lengthening that back leg, whatever works for you. 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then if you have that leg lifted, relax it down. Come back up onto those hands. Toe heel that left foot. Back to center. Back into our lunge, lifting off. And then step back into your plank. Release and lower. So we're chaturangering through. And then pushing back, downward dog. And again, if you'd like to do a 3-legged down dog here, this time lifting the right leg. Maybe opening, whatever works, whatever resonates with you. But on your next breath, here's where we're going to swing that right knee into our nose, okay? And then swinging it all the way through, back up to the top of your mat, into your lunge once more. Kick off of that back left foot. Forward fold, you got it. This time, in our forward fold, keeping our feet in line with our hips. Relaxing the face, relaxing the neck. Keep that right hand on the mat. Bring it about right in front of your feet, so like in line with your heart. Start to open to the right, maybe the right arm down, left arm open. If you need to bend that side leg, you can do that. Whatever you need to do to open up and get that twist. Exhale, release, switch out the hands. Your neck should be neutral and in line with your spine. So if you're feeling like you're cranking it up or down, try to find that neutral in between position where you don't feel any tension or pressure on that neck. And then release it down. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, press all the way up to stand. Sweep the arms. Exhale. To prayer, keeping your feet hip width apart, preparing for a chair pose here. So for chair pose, let's keep our feet at hip width apart for this one. All right, sinking down like we're going to be sitting in a chair. Pull the tailbone underneath the body, sink down nice and low, and then your hands are your choice. They can come to prayer, they can be side, or traditional Uttanasana here, you're just going to sit back, right? Lifting those arms up. As you sink nice and low, you got this. Breathing here. Inhale, sink a little lower. Use that core, pull your belly in. We don't want that booty to come out. We want to keep it in. One more breath, sink a little lower. And then exhale. Shake that out. Good job. All right. Back up to the top of your mat here. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, fold all the way down. Forward fold. Relax the neck. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward, step back with the left foot, this time setting up for warrior two. So warrior two, you're spinning off of those left toes. You're gonna windmill those arms up. And then we wanna have a 90-degree angle in that front knee. And try to keep that knee in line with that second toe as you take that nice lunge. Check in with those hands. Gaze with intent over those front fingertips. Breathing here. Flip that right palm up towards the sky and take it back. Reverse warrior. Try to keep that leg in front at the same position. We tend to straighten here, but I want to keep it nice and bent. Bring it back on your next breath. Warrior two. Take it back one more time. This time straighten that front leg into your reverse warrior. Come back into your warrior two. Nice. Release that right arm down onto that right thigh. Left arm goes out in front, and then you're pulling that shoulder head back. So you're pulling it back and finding your extended side angle here. So staying here, stretching that nice top arm from fingertips all the way down to that outer edge of that heel here. Feel that full body stretch. You got it. One more breath. And then release, finding your warrior two for a moment, and then start to straighten that front leg. Keeping a mini bend in that leg, and adjusting that back foot if you feel like it moved. Setting up for triangle here, we want our palms to be facing the same direction. And then bringing our energy forward, out of the hip, stretching out of the body. Setting up for our triangle here. Your hand can come to a shin. Your hand can land on a block right here. Whatever you need to do as you straighten that left arm up towards the sky. Again, neutral neck. One more breath, stretch. And then windmill those hands down. Spin off of that back foot. Step back into a plank. Holding for a breath. And then releasing and lowering all the way down. This time, push the tops of your feet into the mat, but keep your hands alongside of the body, palms facing downward here. So what we want to do is we're going to take a modified locust here. So as we're lying down, when you are ready, you will start to rotate those shoulders open. Palms will go and open towards the outside edges of the room, and you're going to lift those toes off the mat, keeping your chin tucked in. So when you're ready, inhale and take a leg. So again, imagine as though someone is pulling on your toes and even your arms behind you, right? Keeping your chin tucked in. 2 more breaths. Lift it 2 inches higher. You got it. 1 more. And then exhale, release. Make a pillow with your hands. Turn your cheek so that you're resting on your right cheek. And then bend those knees and windshield wipe your legs from side to side. Check back in with your breath. And then exhale, release. Those feet back down. Get those hands underneath the shoulders, elbows tucked in, curl the toes, push back, downward facing dog. On your next breath, walk those feet up to the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Relax the shoulders. Inhale, rise up to stand. Sweep. Remember when we were up on your toes, see if you can stretch those arms as far as you can. Exhale. Hands to prayer. Close your eyes for a second. Pause here. Regroup. Catch your breath. Adjust your clothing. Do what you got to do. And then we're going to go on to the other side. So inhale, sweep those arms. Exhale, fold forward all the way down. Forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Step back with the right, finding warrior two. So spinning off of those right toes. Nice long stance. Get that grounding. Windmill those arms up. Warrior two. Looking over the left fingertips this time. And I want you to check in with your front toes, even your back toes. We really don't want to be gripping with those toes. So see if you can lift those toes off the mat as you sink and settle in into your strong, beautiful warrior two. Inhale, flip that left palm up towards the sky. Take it back, reverse warrior. Take a little bind here if you'd like. You can wrap that arm around. Stretch it out. Bring it back, warrior two. Inhale, take it back this time, straightening that front leg. Exhale, release warrior two for a moment. Bring this arm. I'm on my left side here, so dropping that left arm on top of the left thigh. Right arm, pull that right shoulder behind me towards the wall. Clear that. And then opening up towards your extended side ankle. Still breathing here. You got it. One more breath, nice and strong. And then exhale, Finding your warrior two as you straighten that front leg. Now twist those palms to face towards you, right? Not towards the back of the room. Adjust that back foot if it's slipped. Bringing it forward, out of the hips, running triangle, Trikonasana. Again, block here, shin, maybe fingertips. Try to keep that top hip open and rolled back as you come into your triangle. Breathing here, you got it. One more breath. And then windmill those hands back down. And off with that back foot, step back into your plank, release and lower. All right, second locust here. This time, if you want to take a bound locust, just like we did at the beginning of practice, you clasp your hands behind your back, right? So clasping out your sacrum. On your next breath, rising, lifting those arms out behind you, and those feet come off the mat as well. Chin's tucked, looking a few inches in front of you on the floor. If this is a little too intense, you can use a strap or stick with what we did the first time around, where those palms will face towards the outside edges of the ground. Take 2 more breaths here, nice and strong. Lift up an inch. On that last breath, release and lower. This time, make a pillow, turn your cheek onto the left side. And again, if you want a windshield wipe, bend at the knee. Bring those legs from side to side. Closing your eyes. One more breath here, and then release those legs back down. Bring those hands underneath the shoulders, and this time we're not going to push right up into a downward dog. We're going to lift up, sink back into a child's pose, maybe wide leg child's pose, embryo if you'd like, by bringing those arms around side, grabbing your feet, letting your head release towards the mat. Really whatever resting pose we need here to just catch your breath, releasing. Relaxing here. Take 2 more cycles of breath. And then on that second exhale, rising back up, curling those toes, lifting up, downward facing dog. On your next breath, walk those hands back to your feet. So we're at the back of our mat this time. Forward fold. Inhale, take your halfway lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. And this time to rise up, we're going to keep those shoulders rolled forward. We're going to keep that head dropped, especially the neck here, and just roll up one vertebrae slowly at a time. And then once you get to the top, you roll those shoulders back, stand nice and tall, shake it out. We're going to find a wall if we need to for some balancing here. Okay, so some standing balancing poses here. So we're going to come to stand into that left leg. And when you're ready with the shoulders drawn back, inhale, pull the right leg in and give it a hug. Now you can stay here, or you can open out to the side, maybe even turning your gaze to the left. Breathing here. One more breath. And then bringing that leg back to center. Release it down. Shake out the standing leg. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. And again, you can use a wall here or something to steady you. So grounding that standing leg into the right this time, and then inhaling, pulling that left leg in. So we're still standing nice and tall and staying here. If this is what you need to do, we stay here. Or we start to open, and you can use that arm for some support. Maybe challenge yourself and look towards your fingertips. Your gaze changes that balance. It changes things. So do what you need to do. One more breath wherever you are. And then exhale. Bring it back to center. Nice job. All right, we're going to do One more standing balancing pose. We're gonna do our tree pose. So coming back to stand into that left leg. Choices here. We have our kickstand where we rest our foot along our ankle. We pick it up, put it on our calf, or go completely all the way up, grab that leg, put it on the inside of that thigh. Just be mindful that we are not touching anywhere on the kneecap. So standing nice and tall, hands are your choice, right? So you can stick with your prayer, you can come down, you can move through, you can do whatever kind of summer tree you want to be tonight or today. Breathing here. 2 more cycles of breath. And if we fall with our tree, we just come right back. 1 more breath. And then exhale, release, shake it out. All right, same thing or any variation on the other side. Kickstand, calf, or thigh. And try to keep that bent leg. We want to keep that knee nice and open with our hips in line, straight forward. All right, so grounding that foot on that standing leg, maybe sticking with our kickstand tonight. And hands can be wherever you like. Breathing here. Full breath. See if you can reconnect with that breath that we talked about at the beginning of our practice. Take 1 more breath here. You got it. Nice job. Come back up to the top of your mat. Inhale, bring those arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, all the way down. Forward fold, but this time we're just gonna bend and see if we can sink down slowly, but yet gracefully, right? Into a seated position here. We're just gonna do a little bit of core work before we make our way all the way down. So on your next breath, bring those legs up, okay? And you can stay here, or you can do some little toe taps with me, breathing as we sit nice and tall. You got it. Take 2 more cycles of breath. And then on that second exhale, bring those feet back down, and then roll 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way down, keeping your knees bent, okay? And then bring those feet close enough so that you can brush the backs of your ankle with your fingertips. We're gonna set up for a bridge pose here. All right, so this first one, let's keep our palms alongside of the body and facing downward. Relaxing those shoulders into the mat, relaxing your face, relaxing your head, and just starting to cool down here. So on your next breath, activating those hips. You're lifting those hips up nice and high. Palms are pushing into the mat. Still active though, right? We do want to keep them engaged here. Breathing. Maybe closing your eyes. Inhale, lift those hips just a little bit higher towards the sky. You got it. One more breath, inhale it in, and then exhale, slowly release those hips back down. Draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug. Maybe you rock from side to side. And I want you to take your knees wider than your shoulders. So almost like a modified happy baby, if you're familiar with a happy baby, but keeping those legs just, rocking to the side. You can do some circles if that feels nice for you. And then bringing those feet back down. We're gonna revisit a bridge here. Now your choice if you'd like to take an active bridge. So active bridge, very similarly with those locust arms that we were talking about earlier. You keep your hands clasped underneath you, all right? So you're clasping, pulling them down, except they'll be the length of your mat. So if you wanna do that, you are gonna have to walk those shoulders underneath the mat once you're in your bridge. If that doesn't interest you, totally fine as well. Keep your hands alongside of the body, okay? But if you are gonna try that active bridge, as you inhale and lift those hips up, then walk those shoulders underneath So it gives you some space to walk those hands under. Breathing here. Try to keep those knees tracking towards each other. So we want to keep them in line with our hips. They should not be touching, and they also shouldn't be wider than your hips. Try to keep them in line. One more breath. Lift your hips up nice and high. And exhale, release. Drop those hips. Bring those knees in. Now you can just rock from side to side or do some circles, massage that low back, whatever you need to do here. And then inhale and take a full body stretch. Stretch those legs out, stretch those arms up over your head, and find your tallest self. As far as you can stretch, but not holding your breath. Breathe in here. On your next breath, keeping your arms above your head, grab your right wrist with your left hand. So this is all happening above your head. Then cross at your ankles, lift that right leg over top of the left. We're gonna make a crescent moon shape or a C shape with our body. So as we keep everything rooted to the mat, we wanna keep that right hip rooted and that right shoulder rooted. Okay, we're gonna start to swing everything around. So our arms are gonna swing around as that left arm pulls the right wrist, and then swing those feet to the side, but keeping everything glued along the right side of the body until you feel that good, comfy stretch where you're just opening up that side as far as you can. Closing your eyes here, maybe even squeaking those feet out a little bit more if that feels good for you. Checking in with your arms if you need to stretch them. Just really relaxing into it. One more breath here. And exhale, bring it back to center. We're gonna switch out and go to the other side. So now we're grabbing the left wrist with our right hand. Left foot is crossing over top the right ankle. And when you're ready, swinging everything around. Keeping that right shoulder and that left shoulder and that left hip glued to the mat. Closing your eyes. Filling up that belly on the inhale, pulling it in on the exhale. One more breath here. Release and come back to center. Bring your knees back in. Give yourself another hug. Staying here or taking a full happy baby if you'd like to. Grabbing the outer edges of either foot and driving those knees towards the floor below you. And then just rocking from side to side. Okay? You got it. And now is your chance to take any additional poses, anything that feels good for you before we take our couple minutes of Shavasana here. So take what you need and then get into a comfortable position. If you are taking traditional Shavasana, your feet are gonna lay out in front of you, flopping open towards the outer edges of the room. Relaxing those shoulders into the mat, relaxing your face. Palms can be up or down. If you have some pressure or tension in your low back, you can bring those feet wider than hip width apart, bending at the knees and bringing your knees to touch each other. So you're kind of like this, right, to support that low back. So doing whatever you need to. We want to get into a place where we can relax our body fully. So we don't want to have any pressure. So finding your comfortable Shavasana, maybe dimming the lights, maybe using a blanket, whatever you've got to do to just simply tune out the world for the next couple of moments. Settling back in with your breath, closing your eyes, releasing and relaxing anything that might be bothering you. Just simply breathing and in your breath. Your eyes can remain closed here, but just start to bring that awareness back into your physical body, allowing it to reawaken. As you start to deepen that breath, feel that breath begin to go out to your fingers, out through your legs into your toes. Start to wiggle them to reawaken them. And when you're ready, drawing your right arm alongside of your head and drawing your knees into your chest, simply turn on to your right side and let yourself relax here for a moment. Let the weight of your body completely go. Take a big breath in. Open your mouth, exhale it out. You did awesome. Using your arm for support, push yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands back to prayer. Relaxing those shoulders. Sitting nice and tall. Closing those eyes and just taking a moment to revisit that thought, word, or person that you carry with you. Then also just take a moment to do a quick scan of your body. And if you feel any tightness or soreness or any spots that you feel you might have missed during your practice, I want you to notice them and allow them to release now. Thank yourself for coming to practice and for showing up on your mat today. And we'll close by sharing a namaste, which means the light in me honors the light that is in you. So thank you and namaste. Thank you. Bye, everyone.